In this video, I'm going to give an overview of the R programming language, and in the next video, we'll talk about exploratory data analysis. So what is R and how can I use it? R has become the de facto standard for data analysis in both academic and industry. It is a statistical and graphical programming language that you can use in multiple program editors, including RStudio. So to get started, you'll download R for the CRAN R archive network, and you'll also download RStudio. Now let's go to RStudio and see what it looks like. So you can see that we have 4 different panes for executing code and viewing results. The code you write will manipulate the data and show it to you. Other panes will summarize the data for you. So the data is somewhat invisible and you're not always looking at it like in Excel. And this is where you'll write your commands in a script. This is where you can type in commands in the console. The environment is where you can load in a preset sample of data and see a summary. In your current R working environment, it's called the workspace. When you end an R session, you can save an image of the workspace to whatever file you're working in, and it will automatically reload the next time you start R. In the bottom right corner, you can see that we'll have the plots and packages and different files that you're working on show up. So let's talk about printing values and typing commands in R. R provides arithmetic operators. For example, we can enter the value 3 plus 4, and R will return the expected answer 7. To assign a value of an expression to a variable, we use the arrow symbol. If I want to store 3 plus 4 into the variable x, I simply type this, and let's print x and see what it says, and it returns 7. You can see that the x value is also stored in the global environment right here. Now, we always want to keep track of our commands, so instead of typing in each command in the console, we can create a script file and type commands in there. So I can do File, New File, R script, and here I have a file called Untitled. And we can type in the commands simply in here. So let's do x store 7, return x, and I can either source the file and run the entire file, or run it line by line, doing run or doing command return to enter it separately. Now let's talk about importing data. Importing data into R is fairly simple. R offers options to import many different file types from CSVs to databases. For example, to import a CSV into R, let's say we want to store it into a variable called myData, and we'll do read.csv, which is the function, and let's say my file name is data.csv, header equals true, and separation, comma. What this means is I'm going to read my CSV file into a data frame variable, which we'll talk about later, and it's specifying that this data has a header row and the data is separated by commas, like a delimited CSV file. This is just one example. There's also read.table, read.excel, etc. for different types of files. R comes with many different datasets built in, which is very useful. While you'll be lucky if any of them are suited to your particular area of research, they are ideal for testing your code and for exploring new techniques. So for example, I'm going to do iris, which is a famous pre-made dataset for 3 different species of flowers. So I'm storing that into my data, and let's return it. So I'm just going to run that and run that line. And you can see that in our global environment, we have my data and has all these different properties, and it also returned the dataset in the console. Now you can find the entire list of datasets by typing this command, data package equals dot packages true. Oh, let's run it. And it'll pull up the R datasets file, where you can see there's a whole list of different datasets in each package. What I'm just going to focus on is in the survival package, there's a dataset called kidney. So we want to look at that. Let's type data and pass in the name of the dataset and specify that our package name is survival. Now we can see the kidney popped up in the environment. And to show the head of the kidney dataset, like the preview of it, here we go. Type head and put kidney in parentheses, and you can have a summary of all the properties that are there. In the next video, we'll explain what you can do with data frames like this.